So, a lot of business owners who are wading into the waters of content creation don't succeed. And so, hopefully by the end of this video, I can share three things that separates the business owners that are successful in utilizing content to drive business against the ones that aren't. Right? So, stay tuned if that's what you want to see. By the end of this video, hopefully you have an idea of why your content isn't creating the clients or the leads that you want and have some ideas on how to fix it. My name is Brian. I help business owners turn their expertise into income without getting stuck into the perfectionism trap. Sometimes good enough is just good enough. Okay. So here's the problem. You've been creating content, and in this way, I'm speaking content in terms of video. There's all kinds of online content that you create. We're going to talk about video on this one. We'll talk about other types in other videos I'll do on this platform. Okay. But you're creating videos consistently and getting no clients. Other people who aren't paying as much or aren't investing as much in their content creation make money. And you're starting to think that creating videos and content isn't really working or doesn't work for your business. Okay. Here's the real issue. Your problem isn't the quality of your content. It's your strategy. It's how you're deploying it. Okay. So I'm gonna run down three game changers, and maybe you can get some value out of this. I'm really hoping that you do. And if you do get some value out of this, follow this channel because this is who I want to speak to because this is what I teach. I teach business owners how to get clients with their content without being an influencer, without doing any of that ridiculous stuff. Okay. So that's what it is. So follow this channel and share this with somebody that you think could benefit from it. Okay. So first game changer. Thing number one, they focus on problems and they focus on problems. They don't focus on the product. Okay. Most business owners talk about what they do instead of what problems they solve. And it's kind of an ego thing. Like we want to talk about our craft, we want to talk about what we're skilled at. But at the end of the day, clients come to us for us to solve problems. That's really what they want to, that's what they want from us. That's why they pay us the money to solve their problems. Okay. And so we talk about well how great and wonderful we are, what our process is, and it's not focused enough on the problem that's bringing the person to our website or our social media or even our front door, even the front door of our business. Okay. So here's an example here, and I'll use business coach as an example because that's who I interact with a lot. I'm a business coach who helps with productivity. Okay. There's a lot of people that help with productivity. There's a lot of YouTube channels that are dedicated to productivity. What makes you the right person for me? The better way to frame that is I help entrepreneurs who work 60 hours a week but feel like they're getting nowhere. In that phrase, you have identified a very specific pain point that a lot of entrepreneurs face. You feel like you're dumping your hours into something that's not paying. Okay. So the way you fix this is start every piece of content with a problem your audience is losing sleep over. It's got to be this thing that's haunting their nightmares. Okay. That's ruining their lives. You want to start there, identify it, call it out, and let them know how you address that issue. Like, let them know that you're the person to address that issue. Okay. So ask yourself, what keeps my ideal client awake at 2 a.m.? And a lot of times, if you're starting a business, like if you started a business because you have a specific problem and you figured out how to solve that problem for yourself and you want to teach other people to do it, then basically your audience is you 5 years ago. So tailor your content like you're speaking to you 5 years ago. Okay. Thing number two, the successful ones use the good enough method. All right. There's a trap that a lot of business owners, especially business owners with ADHD, because that's kind of my sub niche. I'm a business owner with ADHD. And so perfectionism is a very strong thing because I use perfectionism as a shield so that I try not to get criticized, because I'm really sensitive to that sense of rejection. I know that about myself. And so I try to be perfectionist about it. And more times than not, things never get off the launching pad. Okay. So while you're perfecting this one video, they're posting 10 good enough videos. You're putting all this effort into the B-roll and all this other stuff, instead of building a system that allows you to create simple, high quality videos without putting all that extra effort in. You're trying to do all these fancy jump cuts and these fancy edits and stuff like that. And these people are absolutely just firing videos out there and recording them and shipping them, because they know that the videos that aren't good aren't going to get noticed. The algorithm is not going to push it, but the videos that are good, they're going to push people to them, because that's just how the algorithms work. If people click off your stuff, they don't push the video. Okay. And so while you're sitting there trying to perfect this one video to make sure the lighting's right and all this other stuff, they've already released 10 and they're beating you in the volume game. The reality, your audience needs help right now. They don't need a Hollywood produced video. And the people that are in your comments complaining about you fumbled over a word, or you there's too much motion, or the B-roll ain't right. These people aren't people that are going to pay you money to solve their problems. They're just not. They lurk on YouTube to sit there and critique everybody's video while they create none themselves. Okay. My first client getting video is one that I absolutely despised. I hated it. I didn't like the lighting. I didn't like the audio. I didn't like the camera I used. My hair, even down my lineup wasn't right the way I wanted it to be. Okay. Shirt was wrinkled, but the video converted. It converted. It was one of those videos I posted way back in the days on Facebook, and it converted. And I was really unhappy with that video, but I just shipped it as it is, and that video converted for me. Okay. And it solved some very specific problems for the audience, because I didn't know all the other influencer stuff that you learn through being on these platforms. Okay. So I'm going to give you a simple setup to simplify your video setup. Okay. Your phone is good enough to start. A lot of very successful people in this space start with their phone and end with their phone. Okay. They don't invest in these big expensive cameras until way later on into the game. Okay. Phone, sitting down in front of a window with daylight coming in, facing it, your phone in front of you is one of the best. It's the most flattering video you're going to shoot. Okay. That is a very specific thing. You talk about the problem you solved. Boom. All right. Phone, window light, talk about the problem you solved. That's clients. Okay. Once you find the right platform, and we're going to talk about that in some subsequent videos. Okay. You have permission to start before you're ready. You don't need anybody's permission. You don't need anybody's validation. Get rolling. You will get the validation when the money starts coming in. That's when the validation comes. Okay. Money is a great way that people show appreciation for what you've changed in their lives. Okay. 3, the people that are good at this, they diversify beyond video. Okay. Because sometimes you may play around with video and it may not be for you, but you are amazing at creating newsletters that people respond to. Then that's what you create. Maybe you have eye for photography, and you can take very compelling images and put them on carousels on Instagram, and that attracts business for you. Great. Maybe you're not a video person, but you're an audio person, so you can kind of do podcasts and voiceover stuff. That works too. Okay. But you have to find the thing that works for you. Video is a good starting point. It's probably the most direct path, but there are other options out there for creating content that gets leads in the door. Okay. Putting all your eggs in one basket is dangerous. Now, I say that to say this. Don't get in the habit of, I'm going to try everything and never land on any one thing that works. You have to try it and track it. You have to track what it does for you. If you try it and track it, you can try multiple things, track the outcomes. If the outcomes are favorable, you narrow down and say, is this something I like to do? And does this generate revenue for me? If it does, That's something you can add to your bag. If it doesn't, you may be able to put it. You may be able to put it down. So if video doesn't work, but you're good at the voiceover stuff, then focus on that. Okay. The other side is all your eggs in one basket can also mean utilizing a single platform. Okay. I know YouTube is the big player in town, and I'm really hoping that they don't not push my video because I'm about to say this. They're not the only game in town. Okay. There are people that are absolutely killing it on LinkedIn with video content. I have a video content and newsletter content that I use on LinkedIn. I'll tell you about it in another video that I've absolutely blown up a friend's podcast and got a pretty decent sized mailing list off of it. Okay. They're YouTube is not the only game in town. There are people that do video content on Facebook and are absolutely crushing it. Okay. So you can have multiple platforms. Just don't have too many. Pick one or two that work for you that actually drive a result that you're looking for and stick with that. Now, I'm probably always going to have YouTube in my bag just because I can treat it as, if anything else, I can treat it as a video storage space that has an opportunity to that maybe one day a video takes off that I'm not paying attention to. So it's video storage, but there's a small opportunity that a video may take off. And so I'm always going to have YouTube in my bag, regardless of how well things are going over on LinkedIn or Facebook or anywhere else. Okay. But a small change on one platform can absolutely nuke your progress. I used to be huge into Facebook ads for my clients, and I had a lot of success. The arbitrage on Facebook ads around 2015, 2016 was beautiful. It was wonderful. I could put $50 down and get $5,000 worth of business, and I am not lying to you about it, because I knew how to optimize, I knew how to write, and I knew how to create compelling copy, because that's what I started out with, is copywriting, and I could get business. That opportunity is not as strong anymore because Facebook ads are a lot more expensive because a lot of people entered the pool. Okay. And for people that were not able to adapt that algorithm change, the change to the platform absolutely nuked whatever business advantage that they had. Okay. So the smart approach is picking one platform, picking one medium, and then utilizing that as your platform and expanding. I would say start with video and then kind of figure out what else you want to do. Okay. So my mix is about 30 to 40% video, maybe 30 to 40% written content, some networking, and some paid ads. Okay. So that's what this is. On this channel, I will show you the video first, and then I'm going to talk about other strategies if you're interested. Okay. So what you're going to get here, what you'll get here on this channel, hopefully, is simple video creation. We're going to start with your phone. I'm probably going to have some gear recommendation for you because I don't just use my phone anymore. But as you want to level up, hopefully you have an ascension pathway to upgrade your equipment. Content strategies that actually convert to clients. Okay. Social media marketing on platforms that I'm familiar with. And then maybe I can sit down and even do some laboratory kind of stuff where I test out different platforms to see if they're viable for business owners. I like to do that. I've done that in the past, but I would love to do an experiment with y'all, along with y'all, because we might discover a platform that I don't use, but will work great for you. Okay. Email marketing and networking strategies, and some mindset shifts to reframe some of the ways that you think about utilizing content for business. Because for business owners, content creation is a different game than it is for influencers. Now, some of the most successful influencers have a very strong business acumen. And so they do some of the same things I'm going to talk about on this channel. Okay. My philosophy is done is better than perfect. And I struggle with that every single day. But done's better than perfect. Matter of fact, I'm shipping this video. I'm going to do maybe a quick edit and then I'm shipping this video. Okay. Just to prove it. I'll leave the mistakes in. Done is better than perfect. Publish is better than polish. Okay. Because polish fades. Publish doesn't fade. If it's out there and there's value to it, people will attach to it. Okay. I'm figuring out my upload schedule. I want to do something pretty consistently every week. I used to have a live stream, and so I may go back to doing the live stream, and that will be my weekly kind of talking to y'all, and then I'll segment out the videos. I'm gonna teach you that strategy too, because that's a very good time-saving strategy. But this channel is for business owners who want to learn how to create content. Doesn't matter what your business is. Okay. So hit subscribe if you're ready to stop overthinking and start profiting. I do have a Skool community where I'm going to teach you the basics of recording yourself, because I'm gonna start with the basics and level up. You're gonna find gear recommendations. You're gonna find a community of business owners you can grow with. There's gonna be feedback sessions, hot seats, and you're gonna get office hours with me. So it's almost like getting some time with a consultant, and then have opportunities to get one-on-one stuff from me. So that's what I want to do. My goal is to grow a community of business owners that utilize content the way it's meant to be utilized to drive business. Okay. So that's what I got. I will be posting subsequent stuff, other platforms and things along those lines. I'm planning out what my next video is. If you have specific things that you want me to speak to, if you have questions about specific platforms or anything, please drop them in the comments so that I can try to answer them the best way I can. Okay. Your next client is waiting for your content that you haven't posted yet. Let's get it rolling, y'all. Let's change that. Okay. Link to my Skool community is in the description. All right. And right now it's kind of a founders thing because I've started a brand new one specifically for this. And then once I fill up, I think it's going to be about 20 slots. Once I fill up those slots, then it's just going to be a regular subscription. So that's what I'm looking at. I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Get started recording. Stop BSing. Talk to y'all later. Peace.